Hey guys, and welcome back to Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker, and we're going to continue with the rest of Thursday and make it into the next day. So we got the ultimatum from Miyako, and we're going to discuss about it and go through the events after that. So let's go to the first one that we're going to go to, and we're going to talk about the astrolabe. So let's jump right in. So you see Airi and Hinako walking down the corridor.
Oh hey, great timing.
Hello.
We were going to go ask Yamato about the whole administrative authority thing.
Alright, let me accompany.
along?
Of course, of course.
Hey, good idea. You are Yamato's favorite after all.
Oh, you spoil me.
I'm sure if you were there, he'll open up a lot more.
That's definitely true. I'll go with you. I don't want to go.
Alright, well, let's get a move on.
Alright. So they do have a point. I am by far Yamato's favorite. So you head to the command center with Airi and Hinako.
Yes? What is it?
Alright.
Hey, remember how you were talking with Miyako about the administrative authority?
Right. And basically the idea is we're the only ones that have administrative authority because we are the ones that made it and destroyed Polaris. Or destroyed Polaris.
What exactly did you mean by that? It's because we possess this authority thing. That's why Miyako wants us to sacrifice ourselves to reactivate the astrolabe.
Exactly. We're the only 13 that are available, and she has to sacrifice herself because if she exists in this world where she's not supposed to, things might go awry.
Correct. Administrative authority is required to use the astrolabe. It is something held by all rightful administrators.
Okay?
We hold the authority within us all, which is why Miyako's plan requires all 13 of us. Combined, we could pass that along to Alcor, so he could reactivate the astrolabe.
Alright. So Alcor or Al Saiduk doesn't have the ability to become administrator because he doesn't have swords, which is the whole plan as to what we're doing.
A true administrator requires not just the swords, but the authority as well.
And there we go. So we're the authority. The triangulum would be the swords, and that would make Alcor or Al Saiduk the administrator.
Anything else?
Why do we have the authority? Saiduk doesn't have it?
No, not at the present time. When we defeated Polaris, Alcor was supposed to have taken on her authority.
Okay, but how did we get it?
But instead, he divided it among each of us.
But why?
Therefore, Alcor does not hold administrative authority. It is divided among the 13 of us.
Okay, in the last game, he did say that he wanted to create a world with each of us having some say in it. So I guess this is his way of doing that, but why did he give it to us? Yeah, right?
It would be complicated if he held onto the authority himself.
How so?
Since he is a sword, he is bound by the laws of the administrators.
That is it. So because he's not actually an administrator, he was the sword of Polaris, he couldn't actually have all of the authority. Alright, that makes sense. The laws of the administrator?
He would have to transfer his authority if another administrator appeared.
Right, which was what the triangulum were.
The moment Arcturus arrived, Alcor would have had to surrender his authority. That would have left Arcturus free to use the astrolabe. Humanity would have been erased easily. But Arcturus didn't possess administrative authority, so he couldn't use it.
Boom.
Unlike administrators and swords, we humans are not part of the control system of the Akashic record.
But since we have the authority, now we are, right?
That is why Arcturus did not automatically obtain administrative authority. Alcor did this as a safeguard against Uri, who was supposed to be the next administrator.
Right. That was the person that was going to take over Polaris, but instead, Alcor.
We would be in a much more dire situation if it weren't for Alcor's foresight.
What a guy. I didn't even think of that.
So that's what happened. But if Saiduk is the one who gave us his authority, why can't we just give it back to him instead of having to sacrifice ourselves?
Because, the same situation would happen?
In order to return the administrative authority, we require the use of the astrolabe.
Which can't happen because he can't get to it.
In fact, Alcor used the astrolabe to grant it to us the first time.
Oh, I see. Since we can't use the astrolabe right now, we can't return the authority to Alcor in a normal way, which is why we'd have to sacrifice ourselves for Miyako's plan.
Correct.
Alright. Looks like we got all that settled.
She was so willing to offer her help in bringing all of us together again.
Right, which is why she used all of Gypsy's manpower to get us all back together.
Judging from what you've told me of her, that was most likely her purpose. She may have been spreading Nicaea to increase the odds of you regaining your memories, thus making it easier to discover us.
Alright, so it was all forethought for Miyako. So this was all her elaborate plan.
So that's what happened. We have the administrative authority now.
Yep.
Does that mean if the astrolabe were still operational, we could have done almost anything?
Quite possibly. That would have been amazing.
Your conjecture seems logical, but it isn't quite that simple. Only non-humans, such as administrators or swords, are capable of using the astrolabe to its full extent. I was able to use a portion of the astrolabe's powers, but even then, I was limited only to restoring corrupted data.
So, how do we make full use of the astrolabe? I mean, we gotta use it at some point to fix the world, right?
Correct.
There are 3 requirements. First, we require the administrative authority in full, which means all 13 of us must be together.
Alright, that makes sense since the wait, that includes. Yeah, okay, no, never mind. That doesn't include Miyako.
We need a non-human to control the astrolabe, such as Alcor.
Alright, that's all plausible.
Finally, we need to reactivate it. Once we've done all these things, we can make full use of the astrolabe.
So we need to find solutions for 2 and 3, huh? Psyduke's been captured by Miyako, and we don't know how to reactivate the astrolabe.
Because we are currently incapable of using the astrolabe, we have no way of restoring the world.
Correct.
Not to mention, we have yet to find a way to halt the spread of the void either.
Right, so we are even more of a dire situation.
The odds are not currently in our favor.
Then is Miyako's plan really the only way to save this world?
Probably the only foreseeable plan as of right now.
If everything she told us is true, then yes. However, we can't be certain she is being honest with us, and even if she is, should we follow the paths she presented to us?
Right, so even though it does seem logical and it does seem like the only option, we don't really know if we can trust her and her words that we have to take for granted.
I suggest you give it some thought. We will speak on it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, we'll go tell everyone else about the administrative authority, just so they're aware too. It's best to know everything before we make a decision about cooperating with Miyako.
You leave the command room with Airi and Hinako. There you have it. So just a little brush up as to what is going on with the administrative powers and whatnot. So let's go through 2 more of these events. So we're gonna go and do, let's see, Airi's. Let's go with Makoto. So Righteous Heart. So Jib's agents are taking care of civilians.
All those injured, please step this way. We have medical supplies ready.
Perfect.
Why didn't you save my daughter? Cowards!
Alright, so a trope of this game is very grim. Or a common thing in this game is very grim outlooks on how the demons are doing. More so than the last arc,
You could have
I
saved
think.
her. With all that power, you should have.
Which is kind of ironic because in this world, Gyps is trying their hardest to save the civilians, while in the other world, they were just very harsh and saw them as a blockade, if anything.
I'm sorry. There was no other choice. We had to leave her to save the others.
Alright, so that's another thing. The lives of the few do not outweigh the lives of the many.
No. No. It's too much. I'm so sorry. All those injured, please step this way. We have medical supplies ready.
They act so damn righteous, but they left people to die all the same.
You know as well as I do that if they'd gone to help those people, we'd all be dead.
Alright, so, I mean, it's obviously asking the question as to which one's better. Does Gyps take a hand off and not help anybody, or does Gyps save the people that they can and leave the ones that are less fortunate behind?
Listen, man, we were in the larger group. There was no other option.
Right, I mean, that's the logical thing to do.
Maybe, but there were kids with the others, man. I can't come to terms with that.
Alright, and with this option, you create this world where sometimes the less fortunate are children or women. or elderly. Makoto observes the area from a distance. So, in a sense, you would like to believe that this world, where Gyps is helping what they can, is better, but it's still, I mean, it's still bad, right? It's like not as bad, but still bad. What's wrong, Makoto? Thinking about Miyako?
Yeah. I can't hide anything from you, huh?
Of course not.
Gyps just finished carrying out a rescue operation. I wonder how the agents with boots on the ground in that mission actually feel.
I'm sure it's hard to make that call. They've probably come to terms with it. I'm sure it's hard to make that call.
I'm sorry. That was a silly thing to say. The operation's over. All this is just conjecture. Watching them all reminds me of my own missions with Gyps. I could never agree that it was worth sacrificing the few to save the many. I used to argue with Chief Miyako all the time. I remember once I was protesting a mission, and Chief Miyako just shot back with a theoretical situation.
Alright, let's hear it.
There's a train car that's out of control. Up ahead, the railroad splits. There are workers on both ends. 5 workers will die if you let the train run its course, but only 1 if you switch rails. She asked if it would be better to switch the rails or let the train continue on its path.
I mean, statistically, you would have to say kill the 1 guy instead of the 5, but I mean, it's a hard situation to be in. And what did you say?
Nothing. I couldn't answer. She said she would sacrifice the 1. No fear, no hesitation. I couldn't say anything back.
I mean, so much confidence in that answer. I mean, it's no wonder she's the leader.
I wonder if I was even qualified to serve her.
Because you disagreed?
Perhaps. It was so reckless of me.
I mean, it's not... I mean, it's just a different ideologies. You've had the same issue with Yamato.
What would you have said to her question?
I was wondering what you two were discussing.
All right.
It seems ethics is the order of the day.
Right. This is all ethics at this point.
Oh, Chief Yamato.
Yamato joins the conversation. Saved by Yamato. Do you have any advice for her? What would you have answered, Yamato?
Testing my own ability, are we? Very well. Out of respect for you, I will give an answer.
Please, what would you do?
If I had command when this alleged train incident would occur, I would do nothing.
Huh? Nothing?
Furthermore, the choice would be of no consequence. Regardless of whether I make the switch, capable humans would use their wisdom to survive. The incompetent will die sooner, if not later.
There you go. So that's just the most Yamato answer ever. It's like either they die now or they don't. It doesn't matter what I do. So just let the thing play its course. And you have Miyako doing her stereotypical answer where the 1 does not outweigh the lives of 5. So we take the 1 guy alive or 1 guy dead instead of 5. So ends of the spectrum.
I judge by your silence that was not the answer you desired. But of course, that wasn't the point of the question.
Then, what was the point?
Don't get bogged down by the bogged down in the problem. Life has many possibilities. There are more than 2 answers.
I understand. Whether you'd save the many or sacrifice the few, there are other answers.
Of course.
Exactly. Reality is never so clear-cut. Don't simplify the problem, Sako. If you have the time to ponder some idle logic puzzle, think about every angle.
Every angle.
That's it! Chief Yamato, thank you so much!
There you go. Chief Yamato, back at it again.
The both of us gave you counsel. Don't let me down, Sako.
So,
Sir.
this is obviously a ploy or something to say about our current situation, about our lives versus the lives of the world. So, in terms of Miyako, she obviously chose to kill us over the world, but Yamato is saying it's not that clear cut, and we should look for other possibilities. Yamato walks away.
I think I finally understand, thanks to the both of you.
Of course.
I'm gonna go think on the meaning of those words a little longer. Well, I'll see you later. Thank you.
Well, see you later. Makoto walks away. Alright, let's continue on. That was a really interesting conversation there with Makoto. So, bedtime. Let's go end this day up.
Well, hey there. Looks like you had yourselves another busy day.
Actually, ridiculously
I
busy.
made a little summary about all the cool stuff you got up to today.
Let's do it.
Well, wanna hear it?
I'd love to hear it. Sure thing.
Alrighty, let's give this a go. First off, you got a checkup from Otome last night, so you woke up in the infirmary.
All right, so there you go.
After you had a stretch and brushed your teeth, you discovered that Mako escaped from Gyps. It turns out she didn't discover anything about what Miyako Hotsuin was plotting, but at least she got out safe. Phew.
Yeah, there you go.
Then you guys went to the Sky Tower to save His Excellency.
Al Saiduk.
Along the way, you beat the snot out of some pesky Gyps agents guarding the terminal.
Yeah, screw them.
You snuck into the underground facility all stealth-like and talked with His Excellency.
All right, where we had more more questions.
Spoiler! You found out that Yami has been in the Akasha Stratum this whole time. I didn't see that twist coming.
Didn't see that one coming either.
Now, to make this all sorts of complicated, His Excellency was being held captive by the Dragon Stream, so you'd need Yami to break him out.
Or so we thought, but apparently he doesn't have as much power as Miyako does.
Except there was no way to get to the Akasha Stratum. So, like, there was no way to get Yami.
All right.
We were all trying to figure out how to get up to that giant space library, when out of nowhere, bam! Arcturus o'clock!
Yep, Arcturus attacked us out of nowhere.
You put up a good fight against Arcturus. Full points for trying, but in the end, there was no way you could topple it.
I mean, he did have null everything. Like, everything at
I mean, what's with that cheap ability? It's cheating, I say. 100% not fair. So don't get down, sweetie. It's not your fault.
Thanks, Tico. I really needed that.
So you guys were gonna run. And at that very moment, Miyako Hotsuin showed up to lend a hand. Finally.
And with her help, we were able to escape. But as a result, she was hurt.
But then again, it was probably only because she needed you guys alive for her vague, mysterious plan to work, right?
I mean, that's okay. We're getting used again.
Oh, when you guys were holding the line against Arcturus, your friends got more of their memories back.
About when we died to Arcturus.
That's when you realized that this was actually the third world. There was a whole second world before this.
One where I didn't exist.
It turns out you guys, well, most of you, already fought the Triangulum in the second world. That's really sad, though. It would have been nice for you guys to have had a little peace and not remembered all that bad stuff.
They can't catch a break. They're always fighting.
It's not right, and it's not fair that things had to happen like this. Tico is near tears over here.
There you go.
On top of that, your friends figured out why you're the only one who didn't have that dream.
Because I wasn't there.
It's because, well, you didn't exist in that world. It makes so much sense now, right? Right? Right!
Which is why I had all those, when I was fighting the Triangulum, I would flicker in and out, which was that disease.
After that whole big fight, the void started spreading really, really fast because of Arcturus. It was all, like, super not cool.
Right, since Arcturus was shut down, he focused all of his abilities onto the void so that it would spread even faster.
So you guys were all like, Sigh, fine, I guess we need Yami's help to beat Arcturus.
So we go and get Yamato.
Because it turned out, in the second world, it was Yami and His Excellency who took Arcturus down for the count.
Right, which is from the words of Daichi.
So, Fumi happened to stumble on a terminal that Gyps was trying to keep hush-hush this whole time.
She actually created that months ago for them and just didn't use it.
And behold, it was a terminal that could send you flying all the way through space to the Akasha Stratum. As soon as you got that news, dun dun dun, disaster struck and you got a death video of Yami.
But we saved his ass.
So you guys were all like, no, Yami, we have to save him.
Of course, of course.
So then you went to the Akasha Stratum, which is where you learned why Yami was up there the whole time instead of down here, helping.
Exactly. He was keeping my existence in line so that I don't disappear.
I guess the Triangulum were trying to destroy your data in the Akashic Record. And Yami stayed behind to salvage and restore your data. See, it's all confusing because remember how you totally didn't exist in that super bleak second world?
Right, which is why everything went to shit.
It's thanks to Yami fixing up your data that you were resurrected in this one. Of course, it wasn't all hugs and high fives. You found out that if Yami stopped restoring your data, you might kind of maybe disappear. Which is why he was all like,
I have no intention of returning to the material plane.
Spot on. Spot on, Yami right there.
And you were all like, please, and he was like,
Sigh, I suppose I consent.
So perfect. Spot on.
promised him that you'd totally demolish Arcturus before you disappeared. Yami was all swooned by your charm and your suaveness and your cuteness, and he decided to come back with you.
Of course. Who can resist me?
So you and Yami formed the super epic team of Arcturus smashing, and you guys smashed Arcturus.
Yep. That fight was actually really annoying.
That slowed the spread of the void, which is awesome, but it didn't stop it, which is less awesome.
She also forgot to mention that we also had the help of Miyako, and we discovered what Miyako actually was.
And Miyako Hotsuin said it was because the astrolabe was shut off. Then, at night, Miyako Hotsuin called and she finally told you about her big plan for totally saving the world and stuff.
Which is awful, because it kills us all.
It kinda sort of involves sacrificing the Triangulum, herself, and all 13 of you, so yeah.
Not good, not good.
But doing all that would totally make His Excellency the rightful administrator. According to Miyako Hotsuin, her big plan for totally saving the world and stuff is the only plan for totally saving the world and stuff.
It's not that cut dry.
To make that work, she wants you all to sacrifice yourselves. She ended the transmission after saying she'd give you until tomorrow to make a decision. But, you know, when you think about it, can we really trust what that woman says?
Can we? We don't know.
Is Miyako Hotsuin's plan really the only way to fix the world?
We don't know.
Well, I got no clue.
Thanks, Tico.
Well,
Tico.
that about wraps up today's big events. Okay, have a nice week!
All right, thanks, Tico. All right. We're going to save our progress, and we're going to end the episode here, guys. On the next episode, we're going to continue on with the next day on Friday. So look forward to it, and hope to see you guys soon.